Philip M. Tan, an inventor and innovator. Philip was an electronic and communication engineer. He worked at China Banking Corporation for 33 years and served as a vice president to and general manager of CBC Properties and Computer Center Incorporated. He dedicated his time and shared his knowledge and gifts for the bank's success and technology. Philip was a gentleman with a brilliant mind, yet he remained simple and humble. He lived his life to the fullest and enjoyed all his gifts through his creations like the following. The telephone. For his first major project, Philip established the China Bank telephone in 1918, making him the pioneer of the phone banking service in the country. His marine aquarium. He set up this amazing marine aquarium which he nurtured for about 10 years. God made his beautiful creatures thrive there. We can see here various forms of corals in various colors, and we can also see fishes happily swimming around. From under the depths of the sea, he was able to bring it home to nurture it and make it alive, even at their homes. And we can see here that alongside his wife Tess, they are smiling, and behind them is their aquarium. Next is the Wright machine, electromagnetic frequency generator that radiates frequencies and vibration as an alternative way of healing the body. If you set it to 528 Hz, it emits miracle healing frequency. For 111, the holy frequency and cell regeneration. For 888, infinite abundance energy. For 333, angelic frequency and abundance of love and healing. For 432, healing at all levels. Next is Philip's greenhouse, his hydroponic garden. Now we can see him working. You can see him checking out his plants inside his makeshift pots made from water pipes. He also installed full-spectrum LED lights to make the plants grow wonderfully inside his wife's office. The plants are also beside the crystals which he gave to her as gifts. Here is Philip's weather station. We can see his outdoor wireless weather sensors and indoor weather station. Here is his solar power system, which generates renewable energy. Here are the solar panels, solar hybrid controller, and batteries. He also set up a wind turbine to generate renewable energy. Just in time for the COVID-19 pandemic, he was able to make a sterilizer out of ozone and UV. Next, one of his most loved creations, his clocks. So here is one of his most complicated yet amazing creations, his astronomical clock that tells the time, day, date, moon phases, and zodiac signs. He also engraved a family picture in a gold acrylic with an LED backlight. Here are more of his skeleton clocks with color-changing LED lights. Here are more simple skeleton clocks. It may not look simple, but for a brilliant man like him, these are considered simple. Here are his acrylic wall clocks. And here's more of his color-changing clocks. (3D illusion designs). Here is his infinity clock. Here are his creations made from the CNC router. And here are his creations from the Epilogue Laser Fusion and CNC router. He also made acrylic baskets for Right Harvest's beauty cocoons. And he made a bird feeder. He also made acrylic games. Here is Philip's gallery. Here are some of his very first creations. Perpetual motion machine. This creation started from a hole in the wall. From a problem, he turned it to a wonderful masterpiece. Even his cats enjoy it. Here he is working on his CNC router and Epilogue Laser Fusion. The loving Lolo showing his grandchildren his creations. We are all so grateful for his blessed and wonderful life. Thank you for watching.
Good day, everyone. I'm Maha Prevenido, formerly president of the Filipino Women Inventors Association and the Filipino Inventors Multipurpose Cooperative. I have several patented, simple but useful inventions. In fact, one of them, the soap-made soap saver, won in an international competition in Geneva, Switzerland in 1999. But for NIW 2020, I have chosen to share with you Lifelite Medical Laser. This is an invention that was entrusted to me by Engineer Panfilor Prieto way back in 1998. Why? Because this invention has cured so many illnesses, from simple toothaches, terminal cancer of the lungs, to blood clot in the brain, and restored complete memory that was gone because of the blood clot. And the doctor himself who saw the CT scan said this is a miracle 3 times. Now, how this invention came about? In the 1990s, Engineer had difficulty breathing, and when he was hospitalized, he was told by his doctor that he was suffering from emphysema because he was a smoker since he was a boy. And he was blankly told that there was no cure for his illness. That is very depressing. But being a true-blooded inventor, Engineer Yeta believed that if there is a problem, there must be a solution. So he started research on the use of lasers in medicine. He is quite familiar with lasers because it is being used in electronics. So by 1997, he came up with his first prototype. It was big, like a flower pot. So he experimented on himself. He focused it on his chest and his lungs from the time he slept at night to the time he woke up in the morning. On the first week, he coughed up thick phlegm. And on the second week, liquid with bubbles on the surface. This has been his life support for 20 years, until his death in 2009 during the National Inventors Week. My first experience with Lifelite took place on February 18, 1998 at the pamantasan ng lungsod ng Makati in Buendia, where Engineer Yeta, myself, and other inventors were invited as speakers on inventiveness and creativity. After his presentation of this invention, I asked him, "Kapeng, can this light cure my heart pains?" And he said, "Yes, you just put it over your heart." When I saw the bright pulsating light, I thought to myself, my heart might become brittle. But I had faith in him. So I placed it inside my blouse while listening to the other lecturers. That was less than 30 minutes, or more or less. After that, I never felt the pain again. And then, I had pains here. I borrowed this gadget and tried it, but I cannot tell you how many minutes because I slept through it. I used it at night. In the morning when I woke up, I turned, I stepped, I jumped, and the pain was no longer there up to now. Now, since that time, I have faith in this. I know that it cures. It cured my heart pains, my other pains, etc. So I started explaining. At the time, I was president of our cooperative, even if I was dissuaded by other inventors, because I experienced it. And from that time, it has cured a lot of people, from infants with electrical imbalance in the brain to cancer of the breast, many simple and serious illnesses, remove kidney stones in a matter of 1 hour, etc. Now, at the time, during the early years, every time Engineer was interviewed, why and how this heals, his answer was always, I have the know-how, I know it cures, but I do not know why. We had a very simple explanation before about cells being invaded by free radicals, and when the cell absorbs the light, the cell releases the free radicals and healing takes place because the cell is freed of free radicals. Now, so that has been my explanation too. But through the years, and fortunately, with the help of the Lord, I had a radio program, regular every Sunday at Radio Pilipinas or Radio ng Bayan before with Nelly Tenorio. And some listeners became my friends and they lent me books. Now, by the way, this gadget contains two of the most powerful healing gifts of nature. So this is nature cure. That is magnet and light. It has magnet. There. It sticks. So somebody lent me a book, two books. In fact, I have two, Theory and Practice, Magnetherapy. According to these books, basically, all beings, parts of the body like tissues, cells, organs, vibrate at a certain frequency. Now, when this vibratory frequency is disturbed by factors in the environment or our system, illnesses result. Now, when it is treated with magnet, the vibratory imbalance is restored and healing occurs. So, Engineer Yeta is a believer in magnet therapy. Now, light. Why this light? According to Engineer Yeta, anyway, we all know that sunlight is very important in life. We observe animals, plants, sometimes they die when they are not exposed to sunlight. Now, so sunlight is very, very important. In 1972, I came up with a book. In 1972, I came across this book written by Carlos Cosell in 1972. In one of the pages, he explained that sunlight is good for cancer. So when you have cancer, according to him, when you have cancer, it is very important that you expose that part of your body to sunlight directly. So if you have cancer of the breast, focus your breast or expose your breast to sunlight. But what if you have prostate cancer? How can you expose that to sunlight? Very difficult, right? In 2012, Adelardo Cordero, another Filipino, he is a naturopath. He wrote a book, Cancer Cures in 12 Ways. By the way, Cordero has healed a lot of foreigners and local patients using natural methods. So, according to him, one of the cure for cancer is sunlight. So, he said that since ancient times, sunlight has been used to heal a lot of illnesses. But later studies showed, according to him, that it is not the heat of the sun or the rays of the sun that heals or cure. It is the cold, ultraviolet rays of short wavelength that really heals. Now, when I read that lines, I got goosebumps because what comes out of this gadget of light is cold light, ultraviolet, here, 140 nanometers, short wavelength. This is the spectrum of light. The longest wavelength is infrared, 10,000 nanometer. And what comes out of this light is 140 nanometer. Short wavelength, ultraviolet cold light. Even if you use this for 10 hours, the light is still cool. The gadget gets a little warm because of the motor that triggers the light, but nobody reported that they got burned, etc. So it is the cold ultraviolet rays of short wavelength. I was really thankful that I read those lines. According to him, that was in 1983, ultraviolet contains oxygen, which when absorbed by the cells release toxin. So when the cell is clean, it is very efficient. So that was my belief, and I used to explain that. But in 2016, somebody gave me a book. It's entitled Flood Your Body with Oxygen, written by McCabe. It's very thick. And I was very grateful because according to this book, ultraviolet does not contain oxygen. This book states that we get sick because our cells cannot breathe properly because it lacks oxygen. It is true. There is no oxygen, you will die. Everything will die. And by the way, I would like to mention that before I forget, Engineer Yeta used to say that if there is no sunlight, the earth will be filled with bacteria, germs, viruses in 2 months with the speed that they can multiply. So with sunlight, they vanish. So anyway, according to McCabe, so there is no oxygen in UV, but this is what ultraviolet does to oxygen. When ultraviolet strikes oxygen anywhere in the environment, in the body, in the sky, O2, which is oxygen, becomes O1, or singlet or active oxygen. It is this form of oxygen which really cleanses our environment and our internal or body environment. It gets rid of the cells of free radicals or toxins that should not be there. It cleanses our veins, our arteries of cholesterol and triglycerides. And it gets this out of the system. That's why people who use Lifeline, they either burp or they fart to release toxins or sweat, and toxins come out of those forms. That's why they get well. So it's so easy. It's very simple. It's oxygen. It increases our oxygen. It helps our body heal itself because of the oxygen that it provides our system. Of course, you must have oxygen present in your system. That's why you have to eat good, correct food and drink a lot of water. So you have a good supply of oxygen itself. So now we understand why it is because of oxygen that is created by ultraviolet. So because of magnet and light, it heals. Very simple. Now, what are the advantages of this Lifeline? Firstly, it's very simple and easy to use. Anybody can use it. You just focus it where the pain, discomfort, or cyst is, internal, external, malignant or not. If you have toothache, focus it there. If you have arthritis, focus it there. It breaks down uric acid. If you have difficulty breathing or you're nervous, focus it over your heart. If you have kidney stone, just focus it there. If you have COVID and you have sore throat or itchy throat, focus it over your throat. If the virus is in your bronchial tubes, focus it over your bronchial area. If you have pneumonia because of the virus, focus it over your lungs. This has cured many people of pneumonia, not in a matter of days, but hours, sometimes minutes. I have seen it with my own eyes. So simple and easy to use. This is very safe even for babies, even for very senior citizens. Very, very safe. And it is very effective. Guaranteed. You can return it. Now, it is also, there is no overdose. You can use it for 10 hours and there is no overdose. I invite you to listen to the lectures of experts on vitamin D because vitamin D is sunshine vitamin. And all the experts say that when you take oral vitamin D, you could get an overdose, fatal overdose. But if you use sunlight, vitamin D from sunlight has no overdose. Okay, so it's very safe. And it is economical. This is not consumable. Every member of your family can use it for various illnesses effectively. You can lend it to friends, you can lend it to relatives when they need it. And the light is not consumed. In fact, this is very durable. If the light is busted, you can just have it repaired. My neighbor who bought in 2001 is still using his unit now. He had it repaired 2 times. Only 2 times. The other family members use it also. This is portable. You can place it inside your bag, and as long as there is an outlet, you can use it anytime, anywhere. Okay? And as I said, okay, so those are the advantages. Now, if you want more information, you can always visit YouTube because the interviews and other lectures can be seen. Just look at Lifelike Medical Laser. Now, I would like to share with you or show you this frame. This was made especially by Engineer Yeta. This is a cell that is not energized. When it is lighted, it gets energized, it starts to move. And when it moves, the toxins are released. So you get well. The cell is clean, and a clean cell is more efficient. It can do its job of producing energy for our body. Now, if you want to try the unit or get treatment or buy a unit, you can always get in touch with me. My cell phone number is 0932-535-0960. Or if you are from Iloilo, you can get in touch with Dr. Guadalupe Asisten at 0916-444-0170. I will repeat. 0916-444-0170. If you are from Cagayan de Oro or around that area or province, you can always get in touch with Christian Joy Roque at cell phone number 0929-583-5816. Or if you are from Cotabato City, you can always get in touch with Luz Villa Riego de Dios at cell phone number 0939-902-3904. By the way, these people, Mrs. Riego de Dios, for example, son was suffering from cervical, something was wrong with this. He was paralyzed. Lifeline has helped him walk again. And then, I have a radio program with Lakay Gonzalo. And lastly, may I share with you that Engineer Yeta's dream, his dream was for every barangay to own at least a unit. So every Filipino can benefit from his Lifeline Medical Laser. So I hope you will help make that dream come true. Try Lifeline.